Good morning, everyone. This is not going to be uh, it's not going to be a lovely video. Because actually, and this is not a rant, I'm angry. I'm really, really angry today because you stop and think about it. Why is life so hard? Why are people so hell bent on trying to put fear into everybody and hate on everybody and try to decide and take control of everybody's life and tell us what we can have and what we can't have. That's ridiculous, and I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of being in pain and having to uh, be self sufficient and tired of being having to pick and choose what we can have and what we can't have. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I mean, the past week, well, my whole life has been hell, actually. You think about it. We're not taught right to begin with from the very beginning, from the time we're born. And of course, and then there's society and civilization that says, well, if you don't live this way, if you don't live that way, then you're not a good person. There's the religious aspect of it. It says the same thing in all the different religions that are across the world, that if you don't live this way, or if you don't live the way we say, then you're going to hell, and you're not going to be the kind of person we want around. And I'm sick of it. I haven't combed my hair yet. I just run my fingers through it. I'm getting sick. Here's another thing. I'm getting sick of having to look a certain way because if you're not if you don't bathe every day, if you don't um, have certain kind of clothes on or whatever. Now, not everybody's not like that, but for the most part, the whole world in their what deciding what civilization is supposed to be like. Well, you know, not taught, not taught that if you go out here and you get married, this is what's going to happen, and you got to be careful about who you're um, getting married to, but it's a must. You got to get married to be able to have somebody take care of you, and then of course you get out there and they don't take care of you, so there's that. And you're not taught in schools. We weren't taught in schools the real history. And from all the research that I've done, I grew up in a church, the Nazarene church to be exact. And of course, they have their own doctrine. It's all different than all the other churches. And then they keep breaking off and forming their own way to follow the Bible. Well, I've been finding out that the Bible hasn't even been translated correctly. So we're told to go to school, and this is what we're going to teach over here about how we got here on the in the United States, which that was all a lie. And of course, being raised in the church, and well, this is what how we got here. People didn't teach us right from the get go. From the minute we were born, we were programmed. It's this way or that way, or hit the highway. And in my studies, And what got me, because I studied the Bible since, I don't know, since I was a little girl. And okay, we got to follow that way. I mean, that if you don't, you're damned and you're going to go to hell. So you're scared your whole life. Well, okay, I get up and I go to college and find out that the history that we were taught in history wasn't correct at all. And of course, and then after I start studying some more on my own about other things, I find out that the Bible wasn't even translated correctly. And they left half of the stuff out. And whose idea was it to create the Bible to begin with? Because they found scrolls and they found tablets that people wrote on and stuff, and they decided, okay, now we're going to write up a set of rules that we're supposed to follow, and God told me to do it. Now, I know I'm probably going to lose a lot of subscribers right now, and you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Because basically what this channel's about anyway is to help people survive, to help people live a halfway decent life when we shouldn't have to. We should not have to. We should be able to go out in our yard and pick an apple off of a tree if we want to. Or peach. Or go out in the yard and get a cucumber. We should be able to do all that stuff. Anywhere. We should be able to walk down the road and see an apple or plum or something and be able to pick it without getting arrested for it. Because I did that once, and the owner come running. I mean, it was right there by the road. The owner come running, run me down with you didn't run me down, but didn't run me over, but no, you can't take an apple. It was laying on the ground. You can't take an apple. I'm really angry. I am angry about a whole bunch of different stuff. Angry that we have to be so controlled and so many rules that says we can't have this or if we can't have that. If you don't do what we tell you to do. And it's just go to the doctor, okay? Say it. Just lately, I've been really getting tired of this pain, and when I try to move around or walk or whatever, and a lot of course, and you watch a lot of these YouTube shows and the doctors that get on there and stuff and say, well, your doctor hasn't been treating you right, and they need to you need to check out your food that you're eating, because this food will do this food will do that. And a lot of that I do understand, because human beings have taken our natural grown food and turned it into something different. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that say, well, they're doing this so they can change you into this, and so they can do this, and so some say it's because it's to make it easier to grow it and everything. And they put stuff in your chickens to make them grow big and fat and to where they can't even hardly walk anymore. So to grow them bigger and faster so that they can have a profit. It doesn't. They don't seem to care about people. So there's that, and the doctors. So, do I go to the doctor? Well, I can tell you what they're going to do. First of all, now it used to be that you had a doctor, one doctor. And I think in my teenage years, there was one other doctor I had to go to. It was a kidney doctor because I was having pains in my back. And they went and my family doctor, which that's all we had was a family doctor, and went to him, and he said, well, I'm going to send you to a kidney specialist. Well, that was traumatic for a teenager, because when I got to the kidney doctor and he did his x-rays and so forth and said, well, you're a freak. Well, what the heck? What do you mean I'm a freak? I cried. I'm 17. Right there was one of my self-esteem things that hit me like a ton of bricks. Well, if I'm a freak, then I guess I'm no good. I'm worthless. And said I had 3 kidneys. Now, that's the way he put it to me. Well, later on in life, after more research and stuff, they found out that I have the makings of 3 kidneys. They didn't develop completely into a full 3rd kidney. It was all on one side. But again, let's get back to how they control us and who are they anyway. I want to write a song and this is what I want to say. Well, who in the hell are they anyway? Who in the hell are they? Who are they that say that this food's bad for you, that food's bad for you? So if I go to the doctor, now I can tell you what's going to happen. She's going to say, well, okay, all right, since this didn't work and that didn't work, we're going to send you right back to the same doctor you were at before. But, oh, man, maybe we can get you another. Maybe we can get you another because we got to go through the insurance policies now. The insurance will accept that doctor or not that doctor or whatever. So I know they'll send me to, okay, well, I went over here to this doctor and they gave me shots in my knees. Well, there's more wrong with my legs than just bone on bone in my knees. And of course, they tested me for that. Now, here's the thing. They come up with all these tests that says this about your blood work and that about your blood work, and it points in this direction. So now you got to go to this doctor over here, which is a rheumatologist. Well, I took the shots for the knees. That was horrible. The pain. It lasted for about a minute, but my gosh. It didn't do any good anyway. So then they go to a rheumatologist and find out what other kind of, and it'll take months, possibly years, just like Celine Dion took her 17 years and the money she had that she could have found out. And she had special doctors to find out something they made up when in reality it could have been something else altogether. But she's been working on that now for a few years, taking meds, volumes that to keep her body relaxed and stuff like that, which got real sick over that. Trying to find a happy medium for that person's body. And so in the process of wanting to send me to a rheumatologist, I got to doing some research and listening to real people on YouTube that was diagnosed with this particular thing they wanted to diagnose me with. all the meds that they throw you on. Well, now that didn't work. This made me have epileptic fits, or this put me to sleep for 3 days. That happened to me because I went to the doctor, which supposedly I was diagnosed back in '95 with fibromyalgia. I went all these years without any kind of treatment for that, other than that one time I was going to school and my doctor put me on muscle relaxers and prednisone to ease that so I could finish school. But the traumatic thing that my body would have to go through to find just the right medicine, which I don't think my body has just the right medicine aptitude about it. So there's that. I have to hold on a minute. Well, I'm back. That was my son stopping in and returning something, and I let him use. And back to, and that is one of the reasons that I am so angry today, because he had to decide, in order to have a place to live, because like I said in my other videos, living in a off the grid and trying to build a little house out of a already built shed that he was renting, to turn that into a little home for him, that just was not feasible for him. Like I said, he has a lupus anticoagulant, and it's hard for him to do certain things. He's 57, and he had 3 dogs, and he went out and moved back to town to have all the things that he needed to live a comfortable life. But come find out, he couldn't have his dogs, and now he has to find homes for them. So he had 3 of them. So he's got a home for the one, which just broke his heart. And now he's working on his bigger dog to find a home for him. And it's just great, and that's what's making me, one of the things that's making me so angry. Now, here's the thing: when you get an animal, or you save its life, and you bring it into your environment, into your, and your goal is to take care of it and give it a decent life. And then life changes, and then you got to turn around because society, landlords, which, I can understand some landlords. Now, I can't understand the slum landlords, to tell you the truth, because they don't fix anything anyway, but yet they don't want any animals in their place. So you have to turn around and you have to get rid of them. So there's another thing you got to think about in your life, and as you get older and stuff. So it's not just the medical. I can't go to the medical. I'm trying every which way, and then listening to different doctors and on YouTube and stuff. And you've got everybody's different ideas about this and that and whatnot. And I went and got groceries yesterday, and like I said, I quit the food stamps, so I cut that card up, boy. I mean, even after I told them to shut it all down, so they can't tell me what I can buy and what I can't buy. Because if you ever look on, if you order off Walmart, and you can go in online, and down at the bottom of the products it'll say EBT eligible. In other words, if you're on food stamps, you can buy this product. But I never looked at any of the others whether or not it says you can buy it or not, um, but that's where it's going. That's where it's going, and once they put you on digital ID, now for the most part, I like it. I can go in there and pay my bills. It's done. I don't have to sit and write a check out and send it off in the mail, hoping it gets there. And then if it's late, they give you a processing fee, a late fee, and everything. And then there's all that. So I like the digital for that purpose. But then I don't like it where I'm not doing anything wrong that I have to worry about what they're tracking, what I'm spending on, or anything like that. But it's going to get so that they're going to tell you if you can't have a pet, then you have to look at the other things that's coming, and well, they can tell you what you can buy and what you can't buy. So I am so angry because we shouldn't have to. We should be able to live within reason. I don't mean going out there and stealing people's stuff and killing people. Well, take that back. Scrap that word. We shouldn't be out there breaking the law and stuff like that. Now, there's some laws that are a little bit ridiculous, but like, let me tell you one law that was put on the books a long, long time ago. Now, if if they was to bring that back into making people observe that, and that's a man and a woman or whoever wasn't allowed to show any kind of affection on the street, they'd get arrested for it. Sort of like jaywalking. Now, I got a ticket for jaywalking once, so I don't know, it's back when I was in 40 or something like that, and I was in Arizona. But you got to be careful. That's what I'm saying. I understand that you shouldn't hate on people and talk bad about them and the freedom of speech and stuff like that. Well, to me, freedom of speech is being able to tell how you feel and stuff like that, and how nice somebody is, or something like. If you've got bad things to say, and there is a saying, and I'm not sure whether it's a Bible saying or what, but it says, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I think that kind of goes for if you're gonna talk bad about yourself or say negative stuff. If you ain't got nothing positive to say about anything, that's yourself, your situation, then zip it. And which naturally, there are times to bring it out and then drop it. So, but yes, I'm angry today. So, I know since when I went up there to pause that, I didn't pause it right, and I shut it off the video. So I'm going to have to splice it into a video maker. So and trying to figure out how to do that, that's going to be a trick. So, but anyway, I'm angry. We shouldn't have to live the way we have to live. We and again, and I did bring up about religions and stuff like that, and how history has lied to us, and how I don't know who lied to us. Whoever wrote the Bible, put all that together, didn't interpret things right. But if I'm going to go by what my Bible says, the King James Version, and it says in the beginning in Genesis, it says when God created man, He put him in a garden, right? Well, let's go back. It says he made the garden really nice and everything, and it hadn't rained yet, and there was no man to till the ground. That word till, what does that word till mean? It means dig up the ground and do the planting and take care of it and stuff like that. There was no man to do that. So He made one. So to me, that says that humans were made, or the men back then, whatever it was, because we've evolved a lot through the years, made them especially for working. So I mean, if you get something else out of that, and don't listen to other people's version on what it says. You read it, and you get out of it what it says. To me, it says that mankind was made to work. Bottom line, and that was before they were cast out for eating something or doing something about the tree of knowledge of good and evil that they weren't supposed to. So what I get out of that was that if you follow these rules, you get to live here, and you can take from the tree of life, and you can have a good life over here. And you got all the fruit and everything that you need, but don't touch this one over here. So it still rules if you look way back. So yeah, we got free will, but if we free will, then that means we really don't have free will, because if we don't choose what you want us to choose, then we're thrown out. We're the bad guys, and supposedly cast it on down to the rest of us down here. First of all, I look back now. You've got other people saying, "Well, we came here for a purpose, and we set up and designed our own way here so we can learn and stuff like that." Now, I have no proof of that. Now, I can learn to believe that, I suppose. Just like Jesus said, talking about belief and having faith. He's telling these disciples, you see that mountain over there? That you can tell with your words. If you look at it and you want it to move, and you think you want it to move, and you believe that, and you speak it, it'll move. And so read that in Mark 11. And the whole point is believe, and I do believe that, because I've seen those things happen in my life. But now society and the civilization and the powers that want to be are making it so hard. Like in my case, this yesterday evening and this morning, I've got a little camper toilet that there's probably about that much space between my knees and tub, and I can't stretch my legs out to make it easier for me to sit down on the commode. So when I sit down on the commode, my left knee is so stiff in the last couple of days that the pain was excruciating when I went to sit down. For one thing, the camper toilet is not as high as I need it to be. So Here's the thing. There's just so much work and exasperation and stress and everything to try to make your life livable, especially when you don't have the funds to do it with. Like, I mean, there's wealthy people out there that probably have the same issues that I do and some of you do. That is painful to do certain things. But if you had the money like they've got, then they have solutions, better solutions than you and I do. So I'm really angry. I'm angry. So, but my son stopped in to give me back something that I let him use, and I'm very happy that he got a home that has everything in it that he needs to live a normal life. But the sacrifice that he has to go through to do that. I didn't watch the whole thing. There was a video on YouTube, and this young girl, for her to keep her dogs, she went to live in her car. Now, my son could have done that, I suppose. He's got long legs, and to live in that little car of his would have been tremendous for him. And then with his blood clot issues, that would have been hard. But it wouldn't have been right for the dogs. The dogs deserve to have a decent life too. So he's finding homes for them. And I'm not going to get emotional here. I'm going to try not to get emotional. I mean, that really bothered me about him having to get rid of his dogs and thinking about having to take him someplace where they're just going to put him down, the one dog, because he's part pit bull. And pit bulls get a bad rap to begin with. But I'm very sensitive to animals and dogs and stuff like that. And lately I've been really getting, the older I get, the more empathy I have towards and compassion for others. But I'm going to go because once I put this together with the other one, now I got to take the rest of the day and settle myself and try to find a way not to be angry. So again, and I'm trying so hard to live these words that I say to you. Wayne Dyer says, change your thinking, you'll change your life. Henry Ford says, if you believe you can or if you believe you can't, you're right. So y'all have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.